Hello and welcome to a new video on PowerDrift, and this one is slightly sad because it's about cars that are about to leave us, that are about to go into oblivion. They're about to be discontinued from the Indian market. Which cars are they? Well, I'll get to that in a bit, but let's first talk about why they are leaving us. Well, there's something called real life emissions that is going to come into action very soon, or real life driving emissions which is going to come into action. It's basically BS6 plus. It's like the more evolutionized version or evolved version of BS6. Now what's going to happen is the government is not going to just test cars in a lab anymore for emissions, but they're going to actually test it on actual real roads with real people around, with real traffic, and see if those cars that sort of meet all these emission norms in a lab actually meet those emission norms in real life as well. Now, of course, this came about because of the big fiasco about a decade and a half ago. We all remember that, right? Dieselgate, Volkswagen Group, and many others cheating outright and center on their emission tests, making sure emissions get met in labs, and when testing is done, rather the car would detect when testing was being done and sort of adjust itself to meet those emission levels, and then on the real road emissions would be much higher. And that really wasn't cool. It wasn't fair. It wasn't right to everybody on the road or people around us who are breathing in those bad emissions, those higher level of emissions. Nonetheless, there is a long list to get through. Now, some of these cars also are at the end of their life cycle, and to update those cars to meet these new emission norms just doesn't make sense, which is why some of these cars are also sort of going off. A lot of cars have been evolved into the new emission norms. So for example, Tata has done a big update on its whole lineup. Maruti has done on most of it as well. But talking about Maruti, let's start from that, because finally the 800cc engine will end. The legendary engine. That engine actually can trace its roots all the way back to 1983 when the original 800 was launched. F8 was the sort of product code for that across the years. F8D was like the most modern, most popular one. It was in the 800s, it was in Altos, it was in a whole bunch of cars, and well, they've sold millions of those. Literally, they are everywhere. They're all around you. You will eventually see one, you would have been in one, you would have driven one sometime in your life. That Alto 800 will finally be discontinued. Maruti is going to keep the Alto K10 powertrain. It's going to be the smallest powertrain now, which also means the really small, the sub sort of 1000cc powertrain is finally going to be discontinued. It's going to go from our market. And another 800cc engine is also going to be discontinued, is the one that was available, or rather is still available, considering you can still actually buy one when I'm recording this video now, is the one on the Kwid. So the Kwid 800 will cease to exist as well, and it'll only be the 1 liter Kwid that will be offered. The other thing, on the sort of diametric opposite side, Skoda, Octavia and Superb, gone. They'll go soon. Cars that we here at PowerDrift absolutely love and adore. We love the Octavia, we love the Superb. We think those two cars are some of the finest cars you can buy for like a daily runabout. They're beautiful to drive, they're beautiful to sort of go around in. And other very popular cars that are going to go include the likes of the City, the 4th gen City that's been sort of parallelly on sale alongside the 5th gen City. And even in the 5th gen City, the diesel is going to go. The Honda Jazz is going to go, the WRV is going to go. Of course, those two cars are, at the absolute fag end of their life cycle. In fact, they've been extended for a really long time. But Honda, a whole chunk of cars are going to disappear. Toyota, on the other hand, just the Innova petrol disappears. Of course, the Innova diesel, the new Innova, the updated Innova diesel still exists, and the new Innova High Cross, of course, has a hybrid powertrain, so no real worries there. What else is going? Mahindra is going to lose a bunch of cars as well. The KV100 gone, cut, done with, dunzo. The Alturas G4, Mahindra's flagship, big, bulky Fortuner rival, dunzo. And the Marazzo, something that, you know what, I think is super underrated. The Marazzo was such a great car. That 1.5 liter diesel engine sort of exists now in the Thar, so it's going to continue, and a bunch of other cars as well. But the Marazzo, another reason for cutting it is just the fact that it just wasn't selling as well as Mahindra thought it would. In fact, it's been off the website for a while now too, and I don't really think any of the dealers really have any stock left over in any case. The i20 diesel, That's a big one, isn't it? People still buy the i20, and for that matter, even the Grand i10 diesel engine, I'm guessing, will go, because the 1.5 liter engine, the bigger engine, will continue to stay in the likes of the Venue and the Creta, etc. The smaller engine will be going. What else? What else am I missing? Nissan's kicks. Nissan's kicks. It's a bit of a grammatical weirdness there, isn't it? But that's going to go as well, because again, apart from not just doing anything in terms of sales, there's no real point putting in money or pumping in money to update it to the level where it needs to be to meet these emission levels. And that's about it. That's a rather long list of cars that's just gonna one day just up and vanish when those new norms kick in a few months from now, isn't it? Tell me what you think in this list manufacturers should have saved and continued. If I had to save one car, it would probably be the Alto 800, just because of the mass appeal that car has, and at the end of the day, it's still one of the cheapest new cars you can buy in India. Still a lot on sale. I mean, still people go and buy one of those because it's super cheap and it's the easiest way to get into a car. But I would have saved that if it was my choice. That engine, I think, deserves to live on for just a little bit longer, irrespective of how much money Maruti might have had to pump in to that engine. Right, so tell me what you think of this list. Are you sad that some of them are going? I'm definitely sad that the Skodas are going, for example. Are you happy that some of them have gone? Tell us in the comment section below, and we will see you on the flip side.